During my travels to document Christian students' experiences at secular universities around the world, I went to Turkey, which is a 99.8% Islamic nation. Originally, I'd wanted to go to Turkey because it, like over 60 other nations, has signed a declaration that scientific evidence has never contradicted evolution or millions of years. Well, because those evolutionary ideas have shifted many Western cultures away from Christianity in favor of Darwinism and secular humanism, I decided to travel to as many of those nations as I could, documenting how Christian students there keep their faith at secular university. Now, even though Turkey signed that declaration back in 2006, evolution disappeared from Turkey's primary and secondary science curricula in 2017. Soon after, over 10,000 petitions poured into Turkey's Ministry of Education demanding that evolution be brought back to the public schools. But a year after, in 2018, a study came out showing that over half of Turkey's biology staff at universities don't actually accept evolution completely. In fact, the more devoutly Islamic a staff person is, the least likely they are to believe in evolution. And this link between being more conservatively Islamic and rejecting evolution is actually probably a reason why evolution is losing traction in Turkish public education. See, over the last few years, Turkey has been moving away from secularization in favor of conservative Islam. And like I mentioned a couple of videos ago, biological evolution is a lot harder to reconcile with Islam than geologic long ages. But of course, Islam is even less easy to reconcile with Christian doctrines such as the Trinity and Christ's divinity and salvation through the cross, as opposed to through human efforts like Islam teaches. So whether or not Turkish students encounter much evolutionary teaching in university, they're bound to experience other pressures of following a different worldview than their culture espouses. Remarkably, during the entire week I spent in Turkey, I only met one Christian student, a guy who studied nursing. He said, "We don't have Bible studies at my university. I don't know a lot of people who are Christian, except for exchange students who just come for one semester. We don't speak about Christianity a lot. Many people don't like Christians, but in the university, I don't have a problem with that. If I talk to my neighbors outside campus, though, that's a little bit challenging." I asked him if he'd hear negative comments about Christianity in his classrooms, and he said he didn't. He said the teachers are high-quality people. Most of them are open. I don't think they'd force me to believe another religion. Given that Islam is a monotheistic worldview, so it worships a single God, it makes sense that Christians might hear fewer hostile remarks against religion in their classrooms, hear fewer references to accounts like Genesis 1 to 11 being mythical, and also face less peer pressure of the types that Western Christian students are more likely to encounter. It makes sense for Christians in different cultures to face different challenges. And in Turkey, one of those challenges is the comparative lack of other Christians on campus. In fact, a Turkish campus ministry leader that I talked to said that out of the 6 universities he's been to in Turkey, he only knows of about 100 Christian students. And this is in a nation of 82 million people. Still, active campus ministries do exist in several Turkish cities where this campus ministry leader quietly operates. He said, "People don't expect you will be a Christian as a Turkish person. When people learn that I'm a Christian from the most conservative place in Turkey, they're just shocked." So when I asked him how he thought local churches could support the Christian students better, he said, "The young people have really good potential. The church just needs to give them opportunities to grow. That could be the best way to support students. We need to give students the resources, vision, and opportunity to serve. My church does discipleship this way, helping students learn their spiritual gifts. But most of the time, people don't give young students the opportunity to lead because they don't trust them." So equipping students with the training and opportunities and resources to serve, and then serving alongside them, is a fantastic way to help students not only develop their God-given gifts, but also strengthen their interpersonal foundations. That's the strong Christian support network, including family, peers, church, and local mentors. Interpersonal foundations had been one of the most important messages that I'd been hearing from Christian students around the world so far. And when you think about it, serving together can strengthen these foundations by building relationships between believers and helping youth translate their faith into action, and it even presents an unparalleled opportunity for mentorship right on the field. So, especially considering students' limited access to like-minded peers in Turkey, it's no wonder that Turkish campus ministry leaders suggest supporting students through service opportunities. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean randomly assigning students places to serve in the church. It means helping them discover, cultivate, and exercise the passions, giftings, and ideas that God has already given them. Channeling youth's God-given skills to serve the body of Christ this way can bless the church, build youth's spiritual foundations by stretching them to depend on God more, and strengthen the bond between youth and their surrounding Christian community. And especially in places like Turkey, where other Christian students are so hard to find, strong community is more vital than ever. To learn more about my story, about my 360 and 180 mission around the world, and about how you can defend your faith, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Every week, I'll be releasing a brand new article and video documenting my journey and sharing the critical thinking skills and apologetics materials that Answers in Genesis produces. These are the materials that helped me and can help other Christian youth keep their faith in secular classrooms and cultures.